people, entrepreneurs to get into exports and collaborations in an ongoing fashion. As we were looking to accelerate our activities and organize second edition of this event, even on a grander scale, we approached Shri Suresh Prabhuji, ex-Union Minister, to guide us as Chairman of the Board of Advisors. And we were extremely delighted when he spontaneously agreed to our request. And some of the things that he came up with a lot of ideas, but some of them included that he said that we should have, sustainability and inclusivity as an integral part and focus areas as we move forward. And we started doing that. So in the month of June, we are planning to have the Sustainability Summit as well. We would be discussing this with you in the evening. He suggested that since the focus is on business and trade and not an investment like Vibrant Gujarat, we should have our own unique identity as far as the signature event is concerned. And therefore, we changed the name of the signature event to Amazing Goa Global Expo and Summit. Do you like the name? Please give Shri Suresh Prabhu a big hand for the change that we have done. He liked our idea of having this Global Tech Summit to help businesses understand the technology trends and prepare themselves so that they are future ready. We have also been fortunate that our dynamic Chief Minister, besides highly proactive Industries Minister, extremely supportive IT Minister, and the entire bureaucracy, including Shwetika Madam and others, have been supporting us in all our endeavors targeted at strengthening and helping Goan businesses scale up and grow. I would like to profusely thank each one of them for their proactive support and encouragement. I would also like to take this opportunity to once again thank all the expert speakers who accepted our invitation and would be enlightening us. Some very important topics for the next 2 days. I'm sure you will not miss this opportunity of utilizing the insights and inputs from the experts. My colleague, Mr. Milind Anvekar, the immediate past president of Goa Technology Association, the trustee of Vibrant Goa Foundation, and who is also the chairman of the Global Tech Summit event, and who has worked tirelessly with his team to make this happen, will be giving you the details shortly. With large number of expert sessions, multiple fireside chats, crucial panel discussions, and experience zones, I'm sure all the delegates gathered here will have a lot to take away. And friends, this would be a wonderful opportunity to networking with the experts as well. Once again, I would like to welcome each and every one of you. Special welcome to some of the expert speakers and our partners. Joseph Massey, MD of 63 Moons, Professor Naveen Kumar Chowdhury from National Science Forensic, Commander Narang from Manohar Parrikar Institute of Defense Science, Praveen Jitarwal, VFS Global, Vijay Thomas, founder of Tangentia, Umesh Mehta, the president of CIO Club, and many others who have made sure that they are here to give inputs, to give insights, and make this a fantastic summit to remember. Friends, please give yourself a round of applause for being a part of this historic summit. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Kamath, for not only sharing the entire contour of the journey for the Global Tech, Global Tech Summit, but also spelling out your expectations not only from the partners, the delegates, the exhibitors, and let's hope that each one of these expectations is fulfilled over the next 2 days. Ladies and gentlemen, as I started, I told you it's all about welcoming our guests with love, lots of moog. So I would now like to invite our presenters to please extend a floral welcome to each one of our guests on the stage. I would now like to invite Mr. Rasik Nayak to present a welcome bouquet to the Honorable Chief Minister, Dr. Pramod Sawantji. Well, our cyber dog seems to have taken a liking to the guests on the stage. A big welcome going out to Suresh Prabhu sir. I'd like to invite Vinay Verma on the stage, please. Inviting Mr. Dinesh Dhulapkar to welcome the ma'am IAS Svetika Sachinji. She is also the Secretary for Industries with a floral bouquet. We have also in the audience, our key sponsors are here with us, 63 Moons. I would like to request Mr. Ajay Gramopadhyay to present a bouquet to Mr. Joseph Messi, who's seated right in the front. Mr. Sujit Shetty, before you receive your bouquet, can I request you to please welcome Ms. Swetika, to welcome, sorry, my bad. Sujit Shetty is being welcomed by Reena Barreto. Let's hear it, please. I would now like to request Mr. Gautam Kharangati to please welcome Mr. Manarish Pairaikar. Ladies and gentlemen, आप लोगों में मुझे आज की सुबह जो स्फूर्ति नजर आ रही है, जो शक्ति नजर आ रही है, जो स्पिरिट नजर आ रही है, वो देखकर वाकई मेरा दिल हर्ष से भर गया है। इतनी तालियां आप लोग बजा रहे हैं कि बाहर ट्रैफिक जैम है। इतनी तालियां आप लोग बजा रहे हैं कि बाहर ट्रैफिक जैम है। You know, we've already done our presentations and this hall is entirely pitch quiet and silent. सब लोग इंतजार कर रहे हैं कि शायद यहाँ कुछ ही क्षणों में मुरारी बापू का सत्संग आरंभ होगा. So can I request everyone, for each one of you seated here, our esteemed guests have just received some bouquets. Mr. Rajkumar Kamath gave a great address. Cumulatively, can we have a huge round of applause to make up for the lack of it? Thank you. And with this, I invite our honorable guests to please proceed towards the inaugural lamp. And for this, I would also like to invite from audience Mr. Joseph Messi. कहते हैं कि हर शुभ कार्य की शुरुआत होती है मंगल दीप के प्रज्वलन से और उसके साथ ही आगाज होता है बहुत सारी प्रेरणा का, रोशनी का, ज्ञान का. सरस्वती महाभद्रा महामाया वरप्रदा श्रीप्रदा पद्मनिलया पद्माक्षी पद्मवक्त्रता शिवानुजा पुस्तकभृत् ज्ञानमुद्रा रमापरा कामरूपा महाविद्या महापातकनाशिनी. महाशया मालिनी च महाभोगा महाभुजा महाभागा महोत्साहा दिव्यांगा सुरवन्दिता महाकाली महापाशा महाकारा महांकुशा गीता च विमला विश्वा विद्युन्माला च वैष्णवी. एक बार अगर आप इसके साथ ही अपनी तालियों की ध्वनि सम्मिलित कर देंगे तो मुझे लगता है वाइब और भी बेहतर हो जाएगा. थैंक यू. Ladies and gentlemen, with this, it's time for me to invite on the podium our next speaker, who is basically going to give us a lowdown about the entire event layout, who's going to be talking about the nitty-gritties of the Global Tech Summit 2024 here in Goa. Please put your hands up for Mr. Milind Anvekar.
Honorable dignitaries, esteemed guests, distinguished speakers, esteemed delegates, ladies, gentlemen, students, and my dear friends. It's with great pleasure and honor that I welcome you all to the inaugural ceremony of the Global Tech Summit 2024 here in the beautiful land of Goa. As the chairman of this summit, I'm humbled to stand before you today and mark the beginning of this momentous event. Today, we gather here with a shared vision. A vision to empower businesses, startups, professionals, and students with the transformative power of technology. This effort of ours is very much aligned with the vision of our dynamic Honorable Chief Minister, Dr. Pramod Sawant, and also our IT Minister and Industries Ministers towards a Swayambhurna and Vikasit Goa. In an era where technological advancements and reshaping industries, all the technological advancements that are reshaping the industries at an unprecedented pace, it is very imperative that we come together to understand, adapt, and harness the potential of emerging technologies for a brighter future. Over the years, the landscape of technology has evolved dramatically. From the advent of artificial intelligence to the proliferation of drones and robotics, we have witnessed a paradigm shift in how businesses operate and individuals interact with the world around them. The theme of this summit, Unleash the Future, encapsulates our commitment to embracing technological innovations and leveraging them to drive sustainable growth and development. As we embark on this two-day journey, our goal is not only to explore the latest advancements in technology, but also to drive into the ethical, social, and economic implications of those innovations. It is crucial that we approach technology with a sense of responsibility, ensuring that it is used to uplift communities, foster inclusivity, and address pressing global challenges. In addition to our focus on technology, we also recognize the importance of addressing the evils of cybercrimes and creating awareness in society, starting from schools. By educating our youth about cybersecurity, we can empower them to navigate the digital world safely and responsibly. I am particularly excited about the participation of close to 40 business and technology leaders who will be sharing their views on various interesting topics. We have received an overwhelming response to a startup search program, with around 40 startups from all over India applying. We have selected five startups which will be presenting their projects and startups at this particular summit. In partnership with BITS BGIIES Accelerator Program, we are also hosting another pitching program for startups tomorrow. And during the valedictory session, we'll be presenting seed funding of 10 lakhs to each of these startups. Furthermore, we have set up technological experience booths where attendees can engage with the latest innovations firsthand. These booths will provide valuable insights and inspirations for attendees to explore new possibilities and opportunities in technology space. I would like to express my heartfelt gratitude to our sponsors for supporting this edition of the event, especially considering it is the first one. I truly, from the bottom of my heart, appreciate the support that you gave all of us to make sure that we are able to see this particular day and this global summit happening in Goa. Without its generous contributions, this summit would not have been possible. In conclusion, I want to extend my warmest wishes to each and every one of you for a fruitful and enriching experience at the Global Tech Summit 2024. Let us come together to embrace the future and shape a better world for our generations to come. Thank you, and may this summit be a resounding success for all of us.
Thank you so much, Mr. Anvekar. Your passion for Global Tech Summit is totally evident as it radiates onto the entire audience. Ladies and gentlemen, talking of a speaker and his passion that radiates onto not only an entire live audience, but his words impacting people who are not even physically present at the venue. He's somebody who's probably one of the most prolific speakers, but then he has to be, because he's probably a seasoned politician with a long and a very, very rewarding career in the service of the nation, the 6 times member of parliament, the ex-union minister, the chancellor of Rishihood University. He's seen it all. He's been a policy maker. He's been a part of the decision makers. He knows how the entire ball rolls. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, for the keynote address, I would like to invite none other than Mr. Suresh Prabhu.
Good morning, friends. Goa is a place where you sow something, it flourishes in no time. So when my friend, she was saying that people come here to visit as tourists for vacations, and she was saying even God visits here. For holidays, for vacation. Actually, the truth is God lives here. They don't have to come here for vacation. They are part of Goa. So they're born here, they live here. And therefore, if it's a place, godly place, where something is sown, you'll see it becoming one of the very large idea over a period of time. That's why I must thank you, my other friends, for thinking about this brilliant idea of Technology Summit. And I have always seen from very close personal experience that Honorable Chief Minister, he always supports such ideas. And despite the fact that he's busy in electioneering and everything, he's still here to actually support this concept to become a big idea where the Goa will benefit, Goans will benefit, country will benefit, and eventually, even because of its produces larger public good, world will benefit. When we think about technology, we always get overawed. Because technology is something which not many people understand. And we try to make it so complex that nobody should understand. Only when you monopolize it, then you start to commercialize it, then only people should understand, because then they will buy it. If they don't buy it, what's the use of a technology? Otherwise, it lives in a realm of something which is so complex. And therefore, we may think, having a summit like this in Goa, does it make sense? Actually, this is the right time to think about a new destinations. A destination like Goa, to actually think about germinating ideas like this, which will eventually become technologies. And therefore, these are absolutely the right time. Something interesting happened only yesterday, or even you said this morning, but now because of time difference, you can say yesterday from Indian context. In the United States, which is actually a home to best technologies, the biggest technology companies are based in US. Most of the top technology companies, we call it 3 A's, Alphabet, which is actually the mother of Google, or Apple, Amazon. Amazon also has become a technology company actually, though it actually delivers all products to the consumers. All these companies have become so large, they have almost monopolized the technologies. Yesterday, again saying this morning in the US, something dramatic happened. The Attorney General, who is like our law minister in India, actually has filed a lawsuit against Apple. He says Apple is monopolizing and therefore abusing its market position. He said something very interesting, that under the US laws, having monopoly is not a breach of law. But abusing that monopolistic position to prevent competitors from coming in is an abuse of law and actually a breaking of law. And therefore they have filed a lawsuit. This is one of the biggest lawsuits of modern times, not only in the US but anywhere. But why I'm saying this is important? Because now when we are saying that what is the point of talking about technology when big companies already monopolized it? They already have such huge power. Now in US, for example, Apple has almost 65% market share. So there is a question of others coming in. You have so much of power, you can actually predate it. And therefore, you cannot actually do anything there in that place. But at a time like this, when even US, which is actually having the best market-friendly laws, supposed to be, not always, is the country which the government of US is actually filing a suit like this. So just imagine, this provides entry point to so many new players. Because now Apple will not be able to say, I will not allow any new ideas to come in. In fact, recently Apple had said that on the Apple Store, they will not allow the new apps to come in. They in fact removed some of the apps. But then they had relent. But just imagine, this is the time when the world is going to be waiting for new ideas, new technologies. And we always seen the new ideas, new technologies never are born in the boardrooms of the large companies. Never. They're all born in some small little place. In fact, it's a paradox that most of the big companies today were born in garages. So it doesn't mean that I should suggest that all of you should first find out a garage so that you can succeed eventually. But this means that the ideas can happen anywhere. And there's no better place than Goa, because Goa is a natural place where natural instinct can come to fore. And it's always the case, not only here in the world. We have seen the scientists have proved that when you go as close as possible to the nature, the best part of you comes out, because we are a product of nature. So when you go closer to your mother, you'll always feel at ease, because child will feel very easy, will be very comfortable when he's in the arms of the child. Child is arm of the mother. Same is true that when you come closer to nature, the best in you will come to fore. And therefore Goa is a place where you can actually think about ideas, new technologies, and therefore this is the right time to have a summit like this. Also interestingly, very interestingly, that this monopolistic tendency, how they're changing. When you talk about technology, one part is the soft technology, the ideas, which eventually have to become product, like you just saw, a robotic, how it can function. But main platforms of manufacturing technological product, technology-driven products, we need semiconductor. And over a long period of time, some decades ago, US had some very substantial share in that. Then it moved out. Taiwan became a very big player in that. China is again trying to come in a big way. The first time, Intel, which was actually micro semiconductors and many things, had decided to invest $100 billion. $100 billion in the United States. $100 billion. $100 billion in few states. Of course, the government, the federal government is giving a huge support, including grants and also interest subsidy. But why is this is important? Again, in the context of what we are doing today, that we should not think that we are too late to enter this space. We are at the right time to enter the place, because the shifting is happening all over the world. And we should play a key role, India should play a key role into this global shift that are happening. And in that global shift, if India has to play a role, which India means who India? India has 28 states. So Goa is the right place to think about new technologies, new ideas. And therefore, this summit, which is taking place as a beginning of a new process, new thinking, and therefore, first of all, I would request all of you, including all of us, that we should not be constrained by the thinking that how can we do it? We can actually do anything. The only limitation is our own constant thinking. And therefore, if we really now put our eyes on something higher goals and think about technology, I think this is a good time. And thanks to Honorable Chief Minister, the government of Goa has, and I have seen it personally, as I said, will support it fully. So just imagine Goa can become the new technology hub of the world. Definitely for India to begin with, but over a period of time, even in the world. I remember, I'll tell you something interesting. When I was a Commerce Industry Minister, I had commissioned a study which was chaired by Surjit Bhalla, an eminent economist who then Prime Minister appointed him as our head of India into International Monetary Fund. And it had a lot of very top people, including today's Defense Minister, who was that time working for Tata, so I had many more members, not Defense Minister, the External Affairs Minister, Jaishankar. So that committee came a report in record time. What the idea was? How India should benefit from making this global shift that are going to happen. There was no COVID at that time. There was no China bashing as much as it is going on at that time. But even I felt that China will be a loser because of high costs that Chinese economy is now witnessing, and therefore we should be working on that. One of the ideas that we have worked on was technology shift that should happen. And I'm so happy that you have really said it so well, and so is my dear friend Rajkumar, that we are now going to actually be seeing this happening for sure. And if it is going to happen, if you are not ready to plan for it, that's why you say it's the first one. But it's not just the first one, it's the beginning of a new process in which we can actually benefit from it immensely. And therefore, Goa has everything. But still, Goa must have a negative list. That Goa must say, we don't want something which pollutes Goa, which damages environment, which does not benefit people of Goa. Because why? What is the purpose of doing something in Goa which does not benefit Goans? So Chief Minister, keeping this in mind, has already said that these are the priority, and technology is one area which will not pollute, which will not create any environmental damage. It will create jobs of a level that we cannot even imagine. And therefore, we should try to work on this idea and take it forward in a very aggressive way. It's the first of its kind, but I'm sure as all of you are there, I mean, you are the pioneers. Those who are 40, 50 companies or 40, 50 technology leaders who are here, I would call them pioneers. In fact, pioneers are normally one or two. There are more than that. So that means that we have a substantial critical mass that are necessary to actually take this idea forward. So we have to focus on some of these issues, but not only these issues. Because we say that data is going to be the new world. People say data is a new oil. In fact, oil is slippery. Data will always remain. And therefore, I think always this is going to be the new game changer. Artificial intelligence, we are just seeing the first wave of it. Artificial intelligence, today what it does, the GPT, they only collect the known information and try to collect it and offer it to you as a solution. But I have always seen that when there was a supercomputer, if you recall, and India was prevented from accessing supercomputer. The first supercomputer probably would be housed in a room as big as this. And today supercomputer of many times bigger capacity can be kept in my pocket. So that's a change that has happened. Why it has happened? Because of new generation of technology innovation has made this happen. So artificial intelligence today is just a tip of the iceberg. It is going to be manifesting in very forms in a different way. It's worrying also because first time we are seeing that intelligence which was supposed to be humans' prerogative domain is now going to be out of it. But one good part is there is artificial intelligence, but still there is no artificial wisdom. So wisdom is still with us. So I think we can use it properly and make it happen. But what I'm saying is this kind of new technology that are emerging, which already emerged, but they will get into the new generational forms and will become even much more intrusive as well as more effective. It's a time that we must try to think about what can be done in our context. See, a technology needs a market. A market means people. So if we can think about technologies that can actually solve a societal problem, it is something which can actually solve it, you will automatically see that that technology becomes commercially very successful. And therefore, we must identify such needs of society and work on that and try to focus on that. You'll see a huge upswing into the business model. Those companies will develop them. Also, I would say that that's my real little bit of a sensitive about me, sensitive to me, is sustainability. We must make sure that we should develop technologies for sustainable future for all of us. If the technology is successful and there is no future, what is that we have gained? We have lost everything ab initio. And therefore, we must work in a way that we develop such technologies using these platforms. They are all platforms. This is the artificial intelligence platform. What we make out of that is something in our hands. And therefore, we should try to work on it. And I'm sure Goa is a place where this should really happen. I'm sure Chief Minister of Goa will make sure that all those companies which will come with new innovative ideas, with new IPs, intellectual properties, how that can be protected, they can be nurtured, they can be promoted. Some sort of a cell in the Goa government can be useful to make sure that Goa will protect it. That's why people will come here. Those who have gone to China, they always seen that China used technology, but after some time they did not need the technology because they already copied and they tried to use it. India is honoring intellectual properties. So I think Goa should be the place where we should try to protect it, promote it, support it, and try to take it to the new level. It can create jobs, as I said, and Goa needs that kind of jobs, which can be intellectual. In fact, it is really surprising. I had a little fracture on my leg. In fact, this happened on the 1st of March when we had this last board.
उस लड़की पर नजर रखने की जहमत करेंगे आप?
वो किसके लिए काम करती?
Thank you for trusting me.
But do you trust me?
जिसकी किस्मत में जो लिखा होता है ना, उसे वही मिलता है। नंदिता!
देखिए हमारा नया शो लव अधूरा ओनली ऑन मिनी टीव्ही ऍप, वो भी बिलकुल फ्री।
मंडळी, कालच्या भागात आपण पाहिलं की SRK उर्फ अजय शर्मा आपल्यावर झालेल्या अन्यायाचा बदला घेण्यासाठी मुंबईत आला. त्याला बदला घ्यायचा आहे बिझनेसमन बटन चोप्राकडून, आणि त्यासाठीच तो एका बाजूला बटन चोप्राची छोटी मुलगी काजोलला रेसच्या मैदानात इम्प्रेस करतो, आणि दुसऱ्या बाजूला बटन चोप्राची मोठी मुलगी शिल्पाला आपल्या प्रेमात पाडून कांदा फोडीच्या खेळात खेळताना तिला पाडतो, आणि त्याच शॉक मध्ये ती जाते. बटन चोप्रा या गोष्टीनं प्रचंड संतापतो आणि याचीच इन्व्हेस्टिगेशन करण्याची जबाबदारी देतो इन्स्पेक्टर करणला. आता बघूया पुढे.
छुपाना भी नहीं आता, बताना भी नहीं आता, हमें तुमसे मोहब्बत है, बताना भी नहीं आता, छुपाना भी नहीं आता, जताना भी नहीं आता।
कुमार सानू घ्या ना.
तू मेरी जिंदगी है.
पोपट
आवड मला ज्याची मी त्यालाच आणलं, तुझ्या ग बोलण्याला तुझ्या ग
काय चालू आहे हा? अरे कशाला आलायस तू? काय चालू काय हा? काय काय तू काय तपासलं काय ते सांग.
आम्ही तपासलं, खूप तपास केला आम्ही, आणि असं कळलंय की कांदा फोडी खेळत असताना हा खून झाला.
बस
म्हणजे कशावरून तुम्ही ठरवता का हा हे सगळं कांदा फोडीमुळे झाला असेल?
म्हणजे आम्ही तिकडे गेलो असताना जिथे खून झाला, म्हणजे नेमकं ज्या ठिकाणी खून झाला तिथे ह्या कांद्याच्या फोडी मिळाल्या. काय म्हणायचं तुम्हाला?
आज आज तुम्ही म्हणताय कांदे सापडले, उद्या म्हणाल भजी सापडली, परवा म्हणाल लेटर सापडले म्हणून.
लेटरच सापडलंय. लेटर सापडलंय. तुम्हाला कसं माहित?